So tell me, what are we talking about today?
Today on Keepin the GEEK Bros, episode 93, we've got Horizon Zero Dawn rumored to be coming to PC this year. Cyberpunk delayed.
Boom.
Smash Brothers DLC fighter drama. Stadia still failing. Dragon Ball Z Kakarot opinion piece. HBO won't pursue a second season of The Watchmen after creator bows out. The Baby Yoda Frappuccino is a bounty worth seeking at Disney parks. You might not even realize you can get a year of Disney Plus for free. No, the Star Wars Disney Plus series about Obi-Wan Kenobi has not been cancelled. Instagram realizes we don't love IGTV, because we don't. DC teases Joker War. Hank Azario no longer voicing Apu anymore. Question of the day, who would win in a fight, Captain America or John Dash 11? Like, is that right? John 11? What do you want to say?
117, John 117.
John 117. Okay, sorry.
Master Chief, dog. Ooh.
I don't know about that. Inebriated Fitness, the Dash Diet. All this and more on this week's episode of Keepin the GEEK Bros, a family podcast, allegedly. Stay tuned.
In a world where geeking out never looked so good, two incredibly sexy men will rise for your auditory pleasure. Here's your hosts, keeping up with the GEEK Bros.
Yes! Keep up the GEEK Bros podcast. I'm your host, Vibe, and with me are my fellow GEEK Bros.
Darth Flex.
Garbanzo.
And Roz.
That's right, and I was happy to be here with another lovely episode as the countdown to 100 episode continues. Before we get started, though, Darth Flex, social media, by all means.
100%. Now, you lovely listeners can find us on Instagram and Twitter at Geek Bros with a zero. That's GEEKBR0S at Yahoo. Sorry.
What?
On Instagram and Twitter. And you can also email us at geekbros0 at yahoo.com. Again, that's GEEKBR0S at yahoo.com. Send us pictures of your dogs. And send us pictures of social security number. All right. Now, you can also see pretty cool stuff on facebook.com/geekbros0. Pretty cool articles, up-to-date stuff. You know, good news, fake news, funny news, whatever.
All the
we have it all.
You want. All the memes you want.
I love memes. And the first place to find the Geek Bros.
The first place.
BBGeeksPC.com. Thank you, Mike. Now, if you want to see this beautiful concoction of Egyptian cinnamon, milk chocolate, café con leche, and I guess cortadito, but we're going to pick something more appropriate soon. You can check us out at youtube.com/VibeUpStudios, VIBEREVSTUDIOS.
The dashboard is weird. I'm actually trying to log in right now to our WeBeGeeksPC.com account.
Social media.
Upload all of our stuff, and the dashboard looks different. Oh, well, I got to look at this. Sucks. Okay, all right. Before we get to today's topic, we have comments and questions from you, the audience. So I shall scroll down our little outline scriptish thing, and Facebook.com/GeekBros with a zero, GEEKBR0S. We've got, if guys wore makeup, it was a guy with long hair and a beard and whatnot, and he put on makeup and he turned into Jason Momoa. So Renee Hernandez, I don't know where you are, but thanks. He says I'm a top fan, so that was good. IG, IG comments. Not Goldman sent us a message on our Geek Bros Instagram. He says, "Damn, bro, you don't follow me." Now, who is this guy? You guys said you know him. He's Danny. So who's
contrary to popular belief, that is Goldman.
Okay, I don't get it.
You've met him before at Lewis's house.
Yeah. I've known Danny for quite a few years.
But you guys are like, it's Danny. Like I should know this guy. Like he's been around forever. I'm just like, I don't know who we're talking about.
It's been a while. I mean, I do understand he's a little busy right now, living in
Rolexes in Colombia
and Wisconsin.
Ooh.
Yeah, he's going. Yeah, he's going from one extreme to the other.
Appreciate that. All right, well, cool. All right, we're gonna move on to YouTube comments. That's youtube.com/Vibrev Studios for our episode 91 video recap. Squeezy Bits, which is like, I mean, when I saw his comment, I was like, oh my god, he's alive. Squeezy Bits commented,
Woohoo.
"Damn, I wish Flex's audio wasn't ass." So, yes, Flex's audio from 91 was quite rough. He was recording an outdoor. I mean, his background looked stunning. It was not blurred out. It was full of sunshine. It was nice but yeah, it was a little rough. But we try. It's either that or nothing. And from Twitter, we were tweeted at, and I didn't put this in the list, but they wanted us to respond to this. It says, "This just in, Disney drops Fox from 20th Century Fox Studios name and will be calling it simply 20th Century Studios moving forward. This also goes with Fox Searchlight. It's going to become just Searchlight Pictures." And I forget who it was who tweeted this at us, but they wanted us, what was our opinion about this? So real quick, if you want to just give your quick opinion about this, it's not really technically a topic, but because I didn't find any article about it, but by all means, Fox being dropped, it's just going to be 20th Century Pictures and Searchlight Pictures. How do you guys feel?
It's just them bringing them into the fold. It's they're keeping Fox News, and they're basically keeping the Fox for FX purposes and things like that. But they're just incorporating their studio under the main umbrella, and Fox doesn't have the greatest reputation. Even some of the Searchlight projects have been kind of it's hit or miss. So I think that now with the brand change, also a little name change is in order.
Yeah, you brought it up there when you said the Fox news side of it, especially Fox Sports. The purchase of Fox did not include Fox Sports or Fox News, so they're more than happy to separate themselves because, especially Fox Sports, they have a competing franchise and channel, which is ESPN. Yep. They don't need that competition, and there's, like you said, negative connotations tying themselves to Fox. So even FX moving forward, I'm sure there's going to be some brand cohesion there where they change it to some other name. Disney Extreme.
That does suck because
I think they already have that.
They do.
Fox used to have the rights to the UFC. Now ESPN has the rights to the UFC, and the ESPN belongs to Disney. And once again, that makes Amanda Nunes a Disney princess.
Yeah.
Okay, I like how you got to that. Did everybody else answer? They did. Everybody else answered.
Yep.
Okay, good. I mean, me personally, I couldn't care about anything less in my life. So, they changed names.
Oh, I'm sure we could find something you care less about.
What's that?
No, I'm saying just that there's always something.
Oh yeah. But as of right now, like that, like them changing. I mean, I get it. I guess. I don't know why they feel the need to do that, but I couldn't care less. It's still going to be the same thing, and we're all probably still going to call them 20th Century Fox and Fox Searchlight. We're all going to still say that. You know what I'm saying? So. That's never gonna know. And we had our most recent, I don't know if this is most recent, but our most recent Twitter poll. It says, who wants the real OJ 32 to come on the podcast to discuss the Naked Gun movies? And we got 100% yes. Only one vote, but 100% yes. So that was our last poll. Flex, you're kind of in charge of our polls. You put anything new up that I haven't caught? Because I haven't been. I've been so wrapped up in everything. I haven't been following our Twitter feed, so I can't follow. I'm not posting a lot of that stuff.
I don't think so. I think the last thing might have been us apologizing for what Rose McGowan said about the United States of America. That's probably it.
Oh, okay. Oh, we got one more. I don't know why they added us, but the new Doolittle movie Twitter said, at Geek Bros, your New Year's resolution, courtesy of hashtag Doolittle, get tickets now and see the movie January 17th. They added us twice. One with Robert Downey Jr. in it, one without. So that was kind of interesting. I don't know why, but that was fun. All right, so that's it for comments and questions.
Actually, real quick, can we actually spend about 30 seconds on what they've been hearing about Doodle?
Hell yeah. What?
Okay, so people are actually talking right now, and Doolittle's getting some horrible reviews.
Oh, of course.
Now people are comparing it to Cats, which is a little disconcerting. But at the same time, I will never watch that demonized version of Cats that they try to put together, even if you pay me. But I will gladly pay to go see this Doolittle movie, only because they say that it's too childish and they have fart jokes. Dude, that's exactly what I want in a Doolittle movie. They're trying to talk trash about how like it doesn't go off the source material very well, like the original books. I'm like, dude, are you serious? Like, really, look around and find anybody around here that actually knew that there was actually a book about Doolittle.
It's not
Many people
Shakespeare.
don't even.
I knew. About
It's well, yeah, because you have a very different source of knowledge than the rest of us, and that's fine. But but when it comes down to it, it's like, come on, man. It's like it's not that serious. It's a fun movie. But I don't know. I'm looking forward to it. Robert Downey Jr. can't do anything wrong in my opinion right now. I mean, dude, he's taken freaking bumps of cocaine off someone's dick probably, and it still doesn't bother me.
I hear what you're saying. From what I understand is that people are so used to him being Tony Stark that they are going to it expecting that snarkiness, that charmingness from Tony Stark, and he's playing a very different character. Even when he played Sherlock Holmes, he was basically Tony Stark with an accent, kind of in a way. You know what I'm saying? Like, he kind of was. He was charming.
He has so much more range than that.
Correct, but he has now been typecast in a way that's what they expect. So when they don't get that from him, they're trashing. So that's what I've heard, is that if you're going into it thinking that you're going to get Tony Stark talking to animals, you're not going to get that. And because you're expecting that, that's why people are not very thrilled about the movie. That's what I've heard.
All right, I will say. I'm sorry. I will say this real quick. You know what? One great role that he had that is a little underrated. Weird Science. Just throwing that out there.
Oh, he was in Weird Science. He was a prick in Weird Science. Yeah.
All right, sorry, Raz. I didn't mean to.
You know what another role he was very, 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 very unappreciated in, when he played that lawyer character, that love interest in Ally McBeal.
Okay. Huh. Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, another really good movie.
Yes.
Oh my God, I forgot about that one.
Yeah. What I was gonna say is I really don't understand the backlash to this movie. It's a kids movie geared towards kids. And if anything, people that are adults now that saw the original Disney Dr. Dolittle when they were kids. So what are people going into this expecting? A Christopher Nolan movie? Like, where's all this backlash coming from?
I don't understand.
It's just hate for the sake of hating it. But people are upset that he's not going to be Iron Man anymore, so they're just going to bag on him.
Well, he may come back from Iron Man. I mean, that's what I'm hearing. They backed up a Brinks truck to him to get him to come back for something in the future.
Do you want more money? Yeah, sure.
I'm sure he'll do cameos from now until the day that the Iron Man suit doesn't fit. But I mean, it's who wouldn't?
Even then, they'll just CGI him on an inner body. So
they'll CGI him. They'll Robert De Niro him.
Yeah, absolutely, without a doubt. All right. So with that being said, we are now going to move on to, I have no idea, gents. Anything to report before we get started?
Yes. I have the flu.
Yes. So you are suffering with the new pathogen that came from China. How is that working out for you?
I had vertigo pretty bad yesterday.
Vertigo.
So yeah. First time in 30 years that I get something like this. So that's probably it. Yep. I probably got the coronavirus.
Oh, that's right.
I'll make sure I eat plenty of fish sauce and soy sauce.
But just think about how strong your immune system will be after you survive this.
I guess.
I don't know. It might work with the fitness goals. You might drop a little bit from being sick. So there's a plus there.
That's not how it works.
Of course, that's how it works. You get sick, you lose weight. It always works like that.
Yeah, because you're.
Wait, that's not what he was. I heard him. He was to say it's I can see it. I was like, oh, when you're sick, you lose weight.
What?
That's what it sounded like you're about to say, bro. Like, listen.
Oh.
That's.
Because I'm trying to be engaged with you guys, but while I'm being engaged with you guys, I'm pre-prepping the upload. So once I'm done, I can just upload it and go to bed. So I'm kind of like, I'm with you, but I'm not. I don't even see you guys. I have screens all up my screen right now. So anything else to report? Anybody? Roz?
Nothing from me.
You've got plenty to draw from the past, since you are our newest.
Oh, well, if we're going that far, listen, I stepped down from my job, so I'm going to be working full-time on a video game I'm working on. So I'll be reporting on that sometime in the future.
Yes, ladies and
I'm
gentlemen,
so
that is
fucking
the,
excited for
that
that.
is the Geek
So
Bros
excited.
original game that Roz is creating. We're so
Factual.
happy.
Factual.
I just do remember. I want to continue counting down to this big thing that I got coming up in the next few. Hopefully, I'll be able to at least announce it in the next few weeks. But it's gonna be huge, huge.
You have like hyped me up so much right now.
It's gonna be the No Man's Sky of announcements. I can't
No. He's gonna deliver.
Oh,
Don't hurt him like
he's
that.
he's getting hair implants, guys.
Oh gosh.
See, No Man's Sky
I'm getting a hairless cat. What?
That would be awesome.
Okay.
No,
Look at it this
ready
way.
for
No-
follicular
No more
implants.
animals, dude. Seriously, no
But-
more animals.
but-
I already have a zoo at this place. I don't need any more animals.
Interesting. Well, we can't wait to hear what this announcement is.
I'm gonna keep on building it up every week, man.
You keep doing that, because I mean, listen, No Man's Sky was able to patch itself into
Sex
a real
change.
game, so it worked out.
I can't
so
afford
yeah.
that.
Well, I mean, HMOs now, man. Now with this gender fluidity, everything can be put on HMOs. So you're good to go.
Or
with that.
credit
We'll
card.
move on. Next question.
Actually, don't you have your little?
No, I don't. Gents, I don't know. I have nothing. To
So,
report.
what's going on with the Geek Bros?
That's what I'm talking about. Not a thing.
I was-
No, that's not true. The Geek Bros. I'm almost done with our Dark Crystal review. It is waiting to be rendered. But I wanted to add a few more clips because the footage I'm getting for Dark Crystal are grainy. I don't like it. I'm trying to see if I can find better quality ones. So that's still being worked on. We have episode 92 video recap put up yesterday. So check that out if you wanted to see the sentence. You want to see the debut of Roz? Absolutely, check it out. It's right there and ready for you. That's really about it. So I have successfully convinced the Geek Bros, Roz, we'll talk about it later, to go and see Birds of Prey in 2 weeks and review that. So you're gonna get an original recipe episode of Birds of Prey. Nobody really wants to see it. But
Listen,
this
I
is
enjoy
our...
watching Margot Robbie on screen, so I'm okay with this.
Exactly. So that's the saving grace. So we are gonna check that. So you're gonna get our first original recipe episode in a while. Will be on Birds of Prey, and so look forward to that. And that is all for the Geek Bros for this week. Stay tuned for more stuff as the countdown to the 100th episode and details are coming soon. Continues. All right. So if this is your first time listening to our broadcast, then please take a moment to subscribe, leave a comment, and review on your favorite podcasting app. If you're watching us, then don't forget to subscribe, comment, and share. YouTube has recently changed its algorithm to favor corporate channels, so independent productions like ourselves aren't being recommended. Our reviews are reduced, or they're limiting our exposure to new audience. So we really appreciate it. But with that, so that disclaimer out the way, without further ado, episode 93 starts now. Ready for the fresh scent? Geek Bros movies approved of the week. Bad Boys 3. Old school cops Mark Lowry and Marcus Burnett team up to take down the vicious leader of the Miami drug cartel. Newly created elite team Ammo of Miami Police Department, along with Mike and Marcus, go up against the ruthless Armando Armas. Bad Boys 3. Long awaited. Gents, has anybody seen it, or who is going to go see it?
I'm gonna go see it.
Absolutely.
I enjoy Bad Boys movies. I mean, they're not very realistic, but they are very entertaining to watch.
Yes, I agree.
I'll be watching it. I'm more than a little disappointed that we won't have a Michael Bay original. You know?
What do you mean, Michael Bay didn't direct this?
No, he didn't. It was
He didn't
I think
direct this?
No. I think it was Bilal Fallah that directed it.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought Michael Bay directed this. Why did
I don't
not
think
know this?
I actually don't think Michael Bay is involved with this at all. It's Jerry Bruckheimer produced it with Will Smith, but I don't know if it's got anything to do with.
I wonder why.
Probably couldn't afford all the explosions.
Understood. But listen, part 2 was the shit.
I know.
And it had a whole bunch of explosions.
They blew up a whole city. It was
They
fantastic.
blew up all of Miami for it.
Great, absolutely great. All right, well, no, unfortunately, Bad Boys is not considered geek culture, so we may, if we want to, we may throw it into the podcast, but there will not be a review on this, unfortunately. But
I'm definitely gonna watch anything that has to do with Miami, being born and raised down here. I mean, I'm always down for it. I saw some of the filming done at the BCC Center, down there in Brickell, and I was like, oh, I used to have lunch there. That's awesome. So hopefully, hopefully they don't too much damage. But I'm looking forward to it, man. It's gonna be fun.
Excellent.
Okay. All right. Fantastic.
Yeah.
All right. So we're sorry. I told you I'm dealing with parental things on the side. I'm doing our podcasts. I'm multitasking out the yin yang right now for you guys. So, what's new in the gaming world? Video games out this week, brought to you by Darkflex. Darkflex. We can't hear a thing.
Jesus. All right, I'm sorry.
I freaked out. I'm like, why is there dead air? All I see is.
Yeah. We're gonna start with January 21st for this week, okay? The first game we have is Mega Man Zero ZX Legacy Collection for the PC, PS4, Xbox One, and Nintendo Switch. Then we have Temtem Steam Early Access for the PC. Oh, this one's for you, Vibe. We have Kingdom Hearts 3 Remind DLC for the PS4, and then for the Xbox One, it will come out on the 25th. Okay, then we have oh wow, it's in the mouthful. Utawara Rumo Mono Mask of Truth for the PC. Then we have Utawara Ramuno Mask of Deception for the PC. Okay, we're still on January 23rd. We have Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles Remastered Edition for the PS4, Nintendo Switch, Android, and iOS. And that is it for this week. Again, January is kind of falling pretty short with these games, but...
Yeah.
Okay, all right, so now we're going to get into our topics. I'm tired. So our first one is going to be, and yes, we are deliberately skipping Battle for Azeroth. There is no news, and we took that off the list. So just anybody who's expecting that, this will be the first time in a while since we started bringing it up that we actually skipped Battle for Azeroth. So, but I'm pretty sure we may or may not be back next week or something. Something Darkflex, he let us know. So, Horizon Zero Dawn, rumored to be coming to PC this year. Wait, where's the article for that? There it goes. This article comes from PCGamer.com, and is the only article in what's new in the gaming world that I'll be talking. Thank you, Ross. Hello Dawn, rumored to be coming to PC this year. Now, Horizon Zero Dawn is a game about a woman who beats up robot dinosaurs for some reason. Something like that. Anyway, I don't really know. Now, this is not me. I'm reading the actual article. That's what it was. Because it's PlayStation 4 exclusive, where is it? It was a PlayStation 4 exclusive, and now it's being brought to PC, and it isn't that all that terrible. I don't like the way this is written. This is more of like this is not an article. This is like somebody just talking out, word vomit. Okay, so Guerrilla Games is owned by Sony. All right, anyway, does anybody know anything about this game or play this game?
Yes.
So
God
damn it, please.
Go ahead.
Let Ross take it.
So it was originally a PS4 exclusive.
Okay.
It's a good game. Personally, think so. So it coming out for PC is pretty unprecedented. Sony hasn't really published games on PC this gen or really last gen either. So the fact that Guerrilla Games is producing this and porting it to PC is something of note. Then it might have something to do with the fact that Death Stranding used their graphics engine, and that is coming out on PC later this year. So that might be the connective tissue there.
Oh, okay. So that's why it's making news. Now, can you confirm or deny this whole woman beats up robot dinosaurs thing?
Yes, it takes place, spoilers, I guess. It takes place way in the future. Robots shaped like animals and dinosaurs. She fights them for one reason or another. I don't want to kind of give away the story in case somebody hasn't played it.
All right. I mean, sure. I mean, the graphics, the graphic and the videos I've seen, because I've seen a couple videos on this, and they look cool. The graphics look amazing. So I'm be interested to see what it looks like on PC.
Yeah, it's a visually stunning game, and it's also narrative heavy. So if you like storyline, that's your bag. That's the type of game it would be.
All right.
Vibe loves stories.
I love stories as long as they don't peter off in the middle or end at a frozen level. All right, we're gonna move on to Cyberpunk 2077 delayed to September. This article comes from Polygon.com. Roz.
Yes. So this game being delayed till December, or September rather, is huge news. Everybody was expecting it to come out, I believe, in April. So this delay has surprised.
This is the what's his name? Keanu Reeves joint, right?
Yeah.
Keanu Reeves is a side character in it. The game is being developed by CD Projekt Red, which is the developer behind the Witcher game series.
So to your Witcher, oh Valley of Plenty. Sorry,
exactly.
I can't. It's always in my head.
So it's been moved from April 16th to sometime in September. Kind of heartbreaking. Everyone's been expecting it for the last few years. What it means for the game, I can't say. A lot of the sources are saying that it has everything to do with the current generation systems not being able to run the game well. So it's either being delayed for, more back-end work to make it work on the Xbox One and PlayStation 4, or maybe even being pushed back for the releases of the next-gen systems.
And then that'll be interesting. But now, Roz, what do you think about the fact is that maybe they're just delaying it or just to make sure they perfect it, so they don't want to have any kind of bugs or anything like that? I mean, personally, if they want to work on it, tweaking it a little bit more, so it's a better game at the end result, I'm all for it.
I agree. I'm a big fan of when it's done. I don't need a game released early. I don't want to early access a game.
I agree.
Yeah, I don't mind waiting. I waited for Star Wars.
That is true.
Yeah, in vain.
Fuck you.
All right, we're gonna move
No
on
comment.
to the next topic. Stadia is still failing. Roz.
Oh man! So, do you guys know about Google Stadia, or what?
Very
it
little.
is?
Very little about it.
Is that still a thing?
Absolutely.
I thought they gave up already.
No, not at all. It hasn't been Googled yet. So it's been in early release beta, whatever you want to call it, for a while. Basically, if you had the Premier Edition subscription, you paid $130, and you would get a Chromecast HD plus a controller. But we're months out from the launch, and outside of the core games that it's released, it's not really giving anybody anything. Google is still expecting you to pay a monthly subscription and then again pay for games full price and then never own them. That's a bit of a problem. Once Google folds this, system, you are going to lose your games. You don't have, a library like Steam that you could download elsewhere and play. You are always going to be streaming the games from their servers. So a lot of the excitement from this game system's launch has completely died off. You don't hear about the Stadia in the news anymore, and you don't hear them making major announcements for games coming out for it.
I've never heard any major announcements for the Stadia. I never heard any. I mean, we've reported on this a few times, but I don't know what I was reporting on. That's how little I know about this game system and what it was supposed to do and what it was attempted to do. So it's weird.
I agree with you. They had no focus on this at all. Like, this is something that is in our wheelhouse, and a lot of us aren't really aware of what it is. It's ultimately just a streaming box. You have a controller, you play games on Google servers, and they stream the video to you.
Huh. I know we did a discussion at Hope.
You know what that reminds me of?
Uh-huh.
Like when I was a child, I would go to Colombia or other Latin American countries, and you can buy these bootleg PlayStations that have a bunch of games downloaded into it.
Yeah.
They would call it like the Panther or like the Leopard system or some shit like that.
Hey, not for nothing.
And those are actually pretty fun.
Jaguar, the Atari Jaguar is still. Sorry, just to mention cats and stuff like that. I had to just brought to mind remembering of the Jaguar. That was a system. That was a system beyond its time, but at the same time, this is nowhere near its time. I mean, it's literally trying to add a controller to mobile gaming. That's the way I'm looking at it. You know what? I don't need a no controller. I don't have to pay a monthly fee. Or actually, no, I can pay a monthly fee and do the same thing for my Apple TV. Why would I want to do that? or I can do it from or I can do it from Steam, or guess what? I can pay what I'm paying already for the for Xbox Live, and then the Game Pass. So and then on top of that, I have to pay for games.
Exactly.
I'm sorry, I can't. There's no
Let
justification
me
for it.
let me add to your pile. Microsoft has their version of the answer to this, which is Project X Cloud, which lets you stream all the Game Pass games or games that you own remotely. So I don't see what Google is going to be offering.
I mean, they
moving
tried.
forward.
The one thing about Google is that they're great. They're great at a search engine. I do appreciate Google for everything it's done for the internet. I'm not gonna lie, it has made porn so much easier to find, and harder for us to be found for some reason. It's kind of weird. But at the one thing is, one thing is that they have a great email and
They have a great email.
Man, what an endorsement!
but like there's the social media that they tried to put together. Like who still uses that? The Google whatever it was.
Oh, Google Plus is gone. They shut that down.
Okay. Sorry. What about they're? I mean, they're just trying to get into the what's it called? The cell phone bit with the Pixel. And it's like literally, it literally looks like a 20 though my sister loves hers. She loved hers until she changed to a Samsung. But it for me when I saw it the first time, I really thought I was looking at like old gen software, which I was like, it made me little puppy dog eyes like sad because they could have done so much more, but they didn't. And then they got the Chromecast, which literally it's
don't you talk a little bit that. Chromecast is the shit. I love Chromecast.
Yeah. No, it's like I said, it's great. I can do the same thing.
You
with
love
my
it
Apple
because
TV.
you illegally stream movies on it.
No, that's my Fire Stick.
Amazon. Allegedly, Amazon's better.
Allegedly.
But like literally, it's like the Googleplex. They have all these people thinking about stuff, but they don't realize that if you're gonna create things that people are doing, either make it better or at least make it as good. Coming in subpar, I mean, doesn't really help.
They were probably doing it because it's Google is a name, and so they probably didn't put as much work into it because they have that name back in behind. They think, just like Apple, you'll buy it because it's Google. People buy it because it's Apple.
You buy Apple because you have reliability. Because they do. I'm sorry, bro. Think about it. Look, listen. Honestly, if you look, go back on Apple products. Go back on Apple products. He goes. They every single time they come out with new stuff. Yeah, they may not be as the Samsung already got all these crazy updates, but they wait. They perfect it. They make sure it works for what they're using it for, and then they put it out there.
We would like to disclose that the Geek Bros podcast is 100% run on Apple products. That is all.
That is true. That is true. That is true. Apple sent us free stuff. All right, we're gonna move on.
Damn it, he beat me.
I got it first. Let you know. All right, we're gonna move on to Super Smash Bros. DLC fighter drama. His article comes from Kotaku.com. The internet reacts to yet another Fire Emblem character in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Roz,
Guys,
love it. This is great.
I don't really have a horse in this race, but they released a new Super Smash Brothers character, and it's yet again another Fire Emblem character.
Nintendo's pushing it hard.
People are not happy about this, considering every single character before this one, with the exception of the Piranha Plant, has been a third-party character. People were expecting everything from Master Chief to Minecraft Steve.
I'm sorry. People are still waiting for Waluigi.
Exactly, and which we're never going to get, sadly.
Yeah, because you know what? People want it.
Exactly, and Sakurai will never give us what we want. So it's just classic internet drama. Everybody wanted anything but this, and Nintendo pushed out yet another, raising the number to now 8 characters in Super Smash Bros. Being Fire Emblem, and yet another character with a sword. It's mind blowing. The only series that has as many characters is Mario. Even Zelda has fewer.
Wow.
Do you guys remember that one time that they released that stage editor and all they were getting was a bunch of stages with dicks in them?
Yep,
Yes.
all Dick's,
Yes.
Dick's and Walmart's.
Pepperidge Farm remembers.
All right, we're gonna move on to
I'm sorry.
what we made that joke before. I even put in the audio clip before.
It's still good though.
Oh,
It's a
okay.
good joke. It's a
It's a
solid
good
joke.
All right, we're moving on to Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. This is a opinion piece. Roz, by all means, article comes from Metacritic.com.
So, I as a kid, I really enjoyed the Dragon Ball series, and I've always wanted Dragon Ball games to be good because you've always wanted to play Dragon Ball games. So far, the only game that has come out in the Dragon Ball universe that's been any good is Fighters, Dragon Ball Fighter Z, which came out last
Wait.
year. Go ahead.
What about Legacy of Goku? That was pretty fucking solid.
That was rose-tinted glasses.
Okay, but it's still a Dragon Ball Z game.
So
enjoyable.
It was fun because when you're dying of thirst, if somebody gives you, water from a ditch, you're gonna drink it and be thankful.
Understood.
This game comes out in 2020, and it looks abysmal. It looks like an early gen Xbox 360 or PlayStation 3 game. Backgrounds are static. Character models are absolutely pathetic. Quest structure is abysmal, and we're doing the same combat mechanics. Press X 4 times, press square 4 times, and you defeat your enemy. There's no difficulty to this. There's no new story to this. You're just playing through the series as usual, much to the chagrin of anybody who's really been a fan of the series. So, as to be expected, it hasn't really evolved or improved, and we get another 74 on the Metacritic's, quality game.
Man, you know what? I was about to buy it too. Thank God you told me this. I'm probably just gonna rent it from the Ivan Sherman library now.
I wanted to buy it,
Yes.
but I heard good reviews on this game, so I'm actually quite disappointed. I mean, I was like, this game probably been the first game for whatever, but all right, Garbanzo, what do you think?
I mean, I'm looking at the trailer while you guys are talking, and
I got your trailer
this-
right here.
yeah, it's a short one. So the whole thing is that
It's a
as
teaser.
I'm watching,
It's a teaser
it's a Tim. So what I'm actually seeing here is it literally feels like if Pokemon met DBZ and had a weird child, then yeah, that would be it.
Yeah.
All
but
right,
I mean,
well,
honestly,
okay.
I'll play it. I won't
Yeah.
pay for it, but I'll borrow
I
it.
think it's absolutely worth paying nothing for. So if you can
Wow,
rent
they're
it,
paying nothing for it.
absolutely.
Rent it, just rent it for free, or check it out from your local library.
Or just play the demo.
Or that. All right, well, we're gonna move on to Inebriated Fitness. Thank you so much, Roz, for taking the full brunt of what's new in the gaming
problem.
world. My voice feels fantastic. Inebriated Fitness, Darflex is an exercise physiologist with a BS in exercise and sports science. He is a certified CSCS strength conditioning coach, a CASSN sports nutritionist, sports injury specialist, and currently an MMA weight cut specialist and nutritionist. And I only flubbed that because, for whatever reason, my little script was cut in half and it kind of threw me off. The DASH diet. Now, this is a dietary pattern promoted by the U.S.-based National Heart, Lung, and Blood Institute to prevent
And the Kardashians.
and to prevent and control hypertension. The DASH diet is rich in fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and a low-fat dairy food. It is high fiber and low to moderate in fat. So I got an article from Insider.com. The DASH diet is way more than half carbs, and experts say it's one of the healthiest ways to eat. So I threw it to our expert, our professional here, Darflex, to discuss the DASH diet and to discuss its merits. And with that being said, unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, I actually have to dip out right at this moment. I do have some personal things I have to handle, but I have been here like every episode, so you guys can't kill me with this. I'm gonna leave it to you guys. I'm gonna keep running and follow the script. All right, Darflex, the DASH diet, and GEEK Bros never
Yes.
sounded so good. Whatever.
Yeah.
All
All
right.
right.
Seriously, now that he's gone, let's just throw the script out the window.
All right.
After
Let's.
this, never mind. I'm just.
So this is just a wrestling podcast now.
It's
Oh.
like, oh yeah.
So that first of all, this article is of something you would find in that bullshit podcast, Bacon to Beans. But thing I do appreciate about this is that they don't make any claims in this article. They say believed or seems like or link, mean that they really don't know, which is good. I do appreciate someone who uses proper science and not just makes bullshit claims
Okay.
so they can trick the masses. But
Cool.
what is a DASH diet? The DASH diet is the dietary approach to stop hypertension, so high blood pressure. Pretty simple. Really, it's the common sense diet. Don't eat processed foods. Don't eat processed sugars. Eat natural foods. The one thing I do disagree with here, it says, you want to. Well, actually, not that I disagree. Well, I do disagree with it actually. So they say that with the DASH diet, you want to reduce the amount of saturated fat you take in. Okay, well, because they believe it's linked to heart disease, which is not a true statement. There's no data to support that. Which saturated fat isn't necessarily bad, but anything in high amounts will kill you. So, but they do mention that here that although research begins to show that fat is less a dietary concern per thought, cardiologists are telling you to stay away from it. Well, they can go fuck themselves, first of all. Another thing is that they say it helps reduce bad cholesterol. What's bad cholesterol? Your LDL, which is low density lipoproteins. Your good cholesterol is high density lipoprotein. That's what you want more of. But another thing that they failed to mention here is that dietary cholesterol has zero or has almost zero to no effect on your blood cholesterol. Meaning I could feed you 10 pounds of shrimp or 10 pounds of eggs today, and next week you get a blood exam, your blood cholesterol probably wouldn't have gone up anything significant. All right. Your cholesterol, the bad cholesterol, LDL, normally rises from things like processed sugars, like donuts, sugary cereals, processed foods. And then another thing here is that they mention eating foods that are beneficial for you according to the glycemic index, like brown rice. Here's the thing about brown rice. Real white rice and brown rice have almost no significant nutritional differences. You get the same nutrition from white rice you would from brown rice. Brown rice will help you lose weight, and brown rice tastes like shit. So just eat white rice. Also, some or most brown rice has arsenic and heavy metals in it, so we don't really need that in our bodies. There's a reason why it.
Wait. Now, my question is to you. Okay, so brown rice has arsenic, has heavy metals.
Yeah.
Wait, what about like wild rice, like rice pilaf, that fancy stuff that people pay like exorbitant amounts of money for?
That's not brown rice.
You're breaking up a little bit.
Long grain wild rice. That's different. That's terrible. Like long grain wild rice. That's not brown rice. The other reason why many Asian cultures eat white rice. I mean, there's some of the hoodest people on the planet. They have some of the most blue zones in this world, and a majority of their diet is rice based. So the DASH diet really is geared more toward people who have high blood pressure, who have made poor choices in the past. But really, it's just a common sense approach to how you should eat. Just eat real food. That's pretty much it. I mean, there's nothing to it. It says eat lean meats. You can eat lean meats or fat meat. It doesn't matter. They say eat chicken, remove the skin. First of all, again, fuck you. The skin's delicious. It has the most flavor. But also, it's not going to hurt you unless you're a vegan or you have some kind of allergy to skin.
Or spices.
But overall, the DASH diet is a very inclusive diet. It could be very delicious. It's very high in vegetables. I do recommend you eat vegetables. You don't have to, but I do recommend it just so you can get a vast variety of nutrient dense foods. You can very easily have a carnivore diet and be fine again, that's an observational claim, observational study, but no proof against it. In this diet, you can eat fish. You can eat pretty much anything that's not processed.
Okay.
If you do not have hypertension, you don't really have to worry too much about it. And this diet is low in salt. Again, salt is good for you. We need salt in our body because it's an electrolyte that we need to have muscular contractions. Without salt, you can't do this. We need salt. Okay. Another thing is salt typically does not raise your blood pressure unless you are already hypertensive or pre-hypertensive. Okay. And you should have salt in your diet so you can retain water. Retaining water is a good thing. Contrary to popular belief brought on by I don't know who the fuck, but retaining water is a good thing. We need water in our body. So don't be afraid to use salt. And if you want to get fancy, use pink Himalayan salt. Has trace minerals, even better for you. Go ahead. You had something, Carbeezy?
Okay. Yeah. So I actually am. I do have high blood pressure, but it's under control now with medication, and also I've changed my diet a little bit by lowering. I didn't get rid of my salt. I just lowered my salt intake to try to help balance my body out. But they actually were trying for a long time. And I'm still taking it after that. I've been taking it for about a few months now. Is actually a diuretic to actually lower my water weight to try to help kind of alleviate some of that. And honestly, it's like I'm noticing it because beforehand I was having issues like where when you touch like certain areas where it just stays white, like it just like the blood's not really flowing very well. But like it's been helping me a little bit. Now I do understand that I am not the average individual, and I know that I'm not supposed. And the thing is that the doctor doesn't want to keep me on diuretics. He wants me to be able to help my body process this stuff on its own. It's just giving me kind of like a running start. But again, everybody's different. Everyone's a little different.
Of course, that's why nothing in science is proven, because for it to be proven, it has to work for everybody. That's why you never hear me say it's proved to do this or it's gonna do this. I always say maybe, has been linked to or whatever. But yeah, and there's many holistic approaches to lowering your blood pressure, like teas, certain fruits. Exercise is a great way, for vasoregulation, because your heart rate's going to drop, which is a good thing. That means you're more efficient in pumping out blood. Your circulation is going to improve as well, and you can have more capillary density, which is very good as well. So there's many holistic approaches that don't require pills. I mean, unfortunately, some of us are going to have to, but we can make changes in our lives that we no longer have to rely on pills. But if you do, you do. Again, like I said, this is more of a common sense diet. Just take care of yourself, but don't be miserable. I really don't know what else to say about this diet.
So just so I have a better understanding of it, because this actually sounds like something that I'd be really kind of interested in. In other words, just cut back on processed foods.
Yes.
Fake foods, and just eat food. Like don't have the microwavable burrito.
Yes.
Get yourself a tortilla. Put together some ground beef or ground turkey or whatever it is, or some chicken, and put it in there, and don't just so just eat cleaner. So not and then just make sure I understand. Is that what they're basically trying to say?
Pretty much, yeah. And again, like I said, it's common sense. Like, if it doesn't grow that way, you shouldn't be eating it. Well, okay. Let me see. Because like rice paper does not grow that way, but it's just rice. But like, if it doesn't if the ingredient itself doesn't grow that way, don't.
All right.
Does that make sense?
Right. Yeah. So in other words, if you cannot pronounce it, try not to eat it.
I mean, yeah, okay, yeah, for the common folk, yeah.
Because the whole thing is I'm kind of picturing like someone that goes and looks at the side of the box and it says like glucosa fudgy whale ice cream cake, and it's like some weird scientific word that they've probably never ever seen, and it says like 30, it's just like preservatives and stuff like that. So I'm just kind of
basically
less
gas station, more Whole Foods.
Yes.
Bro, but 7-Eleven has the best patties, bro.
I know. Oh, wait. I gotta bring you some patties.
I'm down. I'm down. I have a weakness for patties. It's bad.
That's what she said.
All right.
All
All right. Well, thank
yeah,
you.
that's pretty much it. Just be healthy, and rutabaga may be hard for somebody to pronounce, but it's good for you.
It's delicious.
Actually, yeah, I've heard good things. Well, thank you, sir. If you want more fitness and nutrition tips, if you want more fitness and nutrition tips, or would like to see some sweet UFC posts, then follow him on Instagram at Darth_Flex with 2 X's. And yeah, I highly recommend his page, and also check out the rest of us. Anyways, so it's time for Gadgets Are Us. All right, so Instagram realizes we don't love IGTV. Is an article here from PCMag.com in referencing to basically, no, thank you. Please stop asking the questions. Instagram realizes we don't love IGTV. Long form videos will continue to exist on the platform, but Instagram has pulled the dedicated IGTV icon at the top of its app's user interface. So, what are you guys' honestly opinions on this whole IGTV thing?
I honestly never really cared for it except for cooking videos. That's really all I use it for, is cooking videos.
Okay.
I know over at American Top Team, me and Phil, we'll film long training sessions, something like that. I put it on IGTV, but really it's more of an automatic thing. I've never actually clicked on IGTV because I wanted to see IGTV. I would skim by a cooking video and start watching it and realize, oh, it's really long. I have to go here. Okay, then I'll go there. Otherwise, yeah, I don't really. I guess, it's not that I don't care, because obviously I do, because I use it, but it's not like I'm going to miss it, or did I guess I just never noticed it.
I think it was another one of Facebook's attempts to usurp YouTube as the dedicated video serving platform for the internet.
Okay.
Facebook videos themselves have been basically just taking YouTube videos and rehosting them, taking views away from YouTube videos, which, I have no love for Google on this front. But again, it's just Facebook slowly trying every way they can to take over the internet. This one just didn't hit like they wanted it to.
I never really noticed it. That's the whole thing for me. IGTV was basically just, there's a little icon here at the bottom, so I don't have to wait for it to do it. I just did it myself. But I didn't really see it as a form, I didn't know there was an IGTV app. Like that. Did you guys know there was an IGTV app? An app dedicated just for IGTV?
After
no,
died off.
Not even.
That's when I found out.
What? I thought it was within Instagram. I didn't think it was a separate app. I did not know that.
No, there was actually a standalone IGTV app, and basically, since it arrived 18 months ago,
Jeez.
only 7 million installations on iOS and Android, whereas TechCrunch reports that in the same period, their competitor TikTok had attracted 1.15 billion installations worldwide. Okay. Let's just say that compared to TikTok's 80.5 million U.S. installations during that period, IGTV only generated 1.1 million. So it's literally comparing my homemade burger to some 10-star restaurant, or that has there's one world class burger over every year running. It's just sometimes you just Instagram. I enjoy it for what it is. It's an easy way to fast scroll to kind of to different people's lives and situations and funny things and videos and cats and dogs and things like that. Whereas, because for me, I stopped using Facebook. Basically, I don't know what the rest of you. I barely use Facebook now. Occasionally here and there, but mostly just to repost stuff that I do on Instagram. It's got got a little political for me, and I was kind of I don't like the ads anymore, so I stopped using it.
Yeah. I just want to comment on TikTok. A lot of the growth also comes from the fact that they have no musical scrutiny, since they're hosted in China and owned by a Chinese company, you can't. There's nothing but copyright infringement on TikTok. Everything is. They pay out nothing to the artists whose music get used for these billions of videos. So there's nothing stopping basically infinite growth. On the other side of the coin, any homegrown application does have to follow the local copyright laws. So if somebody does, record a video using the music of, I don't know, Ariana Grande, and her record label says shut it down, that video's gone.
Yeah,
So.
at the same time, though, from my understanding, TikTok videos are actually really, really short. Though it's kind of like the precursor to. It's a very short. It's a very short form. It's I think
it's Vine.
60.
Yeah.
It's basically replacing Vine. Is exactly what it is.
It's just Vine.
Now, my question would be is due to the fact that it's so short and the sampling is so minimal, it's not why would it be? Would it really be copyright infringement because of how short it is?
I can't remember. Do either of you guys know what the time limit is for?
I think it's 30 seconds, according to Joe Rogan.
Let's find out. Let's move the podcast on because let's not get stuck on our research.
Yeah. No. That's fine. Roz, you're gonna.
Yep, I'm doing it right now.
All right, while you speedline that, IGTV itself, it was gone before anyone knew it even arrived.
Yeah.
It was just I like the long format videos on IG. I did. It's I could check it out and play here to continue. And sometimes I want to continue, sometimes I don't. So honestly, they tried to make it. They got together a really cool bike and they tried putting a motor on it for no reason whatsoever. It's a good bike. Let it be a bike. You don't need to freaking put on 4 doors and a hood. It's a freaking bike. Leave it alone. Sorry. And anybody else has a? I start rambling.
Yeah,
that's fine. And no, the 30-second rule is not true, apparently.
How long is it?
So the Copyright Act criteria, the nature of the work, quoting factual works such as history, et cetera, moving on. The amount of use, this is where the 30-second rule is debunked. Small portions of a work may be permitted as fair use while entire works are not. However, there was no specific guideline for the infringement length. So
it depends
on how aggressive the copyright holder wants to be.
Oh wow! So it's open to interpretation then. So let's say if you could easily turn around and say, well, it sounds like 2 or 3 different songs. That particular one person can't really go after you. The other ones aren't going after you.
Yeah.
Oh no! All right. Awesome. So make sure to send us a comment or an email on let us know what you think about IGTV. Should they try to revive it? Should they leave it as is, or should they never have tried in the first place? All right, let us know on via email on geekbros@gmail at yahoo.com. And gentlemen, DC teases Batman Joker War. Oof, this is. Oof, oh man. Gentlemen, please lay it on me. What do you think?
Flex.
Well, let's see. I've never been super interested in the Batman comic books until maybe recently, especially when they showed a silhouette of Bruce Wayne's schlong, which was pretty tasteful in my opinion. I don't know if you guys remember that. Do you guys remember that?
Yeah, I heard rumors.
So, I don't know. I mean, so Joker War. The art for it looks pretty cool, actually. I mean, I don't know if you guys have seen it, but it's like Joker smiling, holding what it seems to be a 38 Magnum or something, and he's got like half of like Batman's like mask over his face. Mm-hmm. It's just pretty cool, man. And I gotta say, it looks dark. Just give me dark Batman. Give me dark, grimy, bloody stuff. Like the DC movie cartoons on Hulu, the rated R ones, the PG-13 ones have been pretty solid. Yeah. So honestly, when it comes to DC in that aspect, I'm not a big fan of the movie, except for Aquaman, because God, Jason Momoa. Doesn't matter what version you are. The cartoons have been pretty solid, and the comics themselves recently have been pretty good. I just let's see what else we have here.
I listen, after the run that they had with the designer recently, which was semi okay, I am looking forward to some new changes. Obviously, this is an attempt to capitalize on the popularity of the Joker recently. They do have $1 billion movie that
I don't like
just
this.
won, and the lead actor just won a Screen Actors Guild Award. So yeah, of course they're going to push the Joker heavily. We'll see. Sometimes Joker stories are really good. We've got The Killing Joke to prove that.
It's true. Now, I will say that Joker, as a villain, or even as just a character, I'm not even portraying as a villain. As a character, has been portrayed so many different ways over the last few decades that it's really kind of hard to sit here and say, regardless of what's going on. Gentlemen, give me one quick second. Discuss amongst yourself about your favorite Joker. I'll be right back.
Mark Hamill. There's no question.
Yeah, I think so. But what did you think of the recent Joker movie?
I really enjoyed it. It's a movie that I absolutely recommend to anybody, and that I absolutely will never watch again. Not because I didn't enjoy it, just because it was so emotionally exhausting.
Oh my god! Yeah, I feel like I was tricked. Like the movie was good. The movie was good as in like PTSD or some kind of psychological thriller, but I feel like it was a psychology movie in a Gotham mask. Like,
yeah,
to me, that wasn't a DC movie, except for the parts that you see Thomas Wayne and you see Alfred, and they say Gotham City. Otherwise, it's like watching like the Solo movie. It's not Han Solo. It's just a Star Wars movie. This is just like a psychology movie. Like I said, I did enjoy it, but I felt like I was tricked into watching something I thought was going to be Batman related.
My perspective on the movie, and I know it's a little late to be talking about this movie, but it was a classic retelling of a Joker origin. And if you follow the Joker in any medium he's ever been in, every Joker origin is a bullshit story. He always tells you a bullshit story. And this story is another bullshit story that the Joker is telling you. That's the takeaway that you should have from this movie, in my opinion. And it's a great movie.
So,
well, that does make sense because that's what pretty much he gave me was bullshit.
So I'm gonna blow your guys' minds for a second. I actually have still yet to see the Joker. I'm waiting for the DVD to come out. I want to sit here at home and I want to be able to watch it more than one time and kind of analyze the crap out of it.
Sure.
But yeah, that's kind of what I'm waiting for. But hands down, as of right now, not seeing the newest Joker movie, the animated series Joker is probably by far one of my favorites. And I'm actually kind of excited. And that's the one thing I want to reiterate is that the animated DC universe, the animated movies that they come out with, the shows, is superb. It's very much way over the top compared to their live action movies. Still,
Absolutely.
no, there's actually the when they talk about the oh my god, Red Mask. Well, Tim Drake.
Oh, you mean Jason Todd? Jason
Todd. Thank you. Sorry. When the whole thing is like, the Killing Joke is one. Then you have there's just so many great, just dark and gritty, and just really just super rated R. I can go on for a while on this one, but just to say that I'm actually excited for it. We'll see what happens, and hopefully they do it justice. No pun intended.
I without spoiling any of the movie for you, because Darth Flex just said this, and I think it's fair to say, do not go in expecting a superhero movie.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
all.
The way that it was described to me was go into it enjoying it, a psycho thriller movie.
It is a character study.
So I'm excited. All right, gentlemen. So, question of the day: who will win in a fight, Captain America or John 117? Now, for those who do not know, who do not, or maybe don't have an Xbox like a certain somebody, uh, no, you're good over here, at least on my end. Um, uh, John 117 is also the name for Darth Flex. Why don't you go ahead and give us a little introduction?
Master Chief from the Halo universe.
Spartan 2.
Yeah.
So here's okay. So consider the following. They're going to be fighting
hold on.
Go ahead, man.
Let me cover this. Yeah.
Hey, you're breaking up a little bit.
You guys. You have to consider the following. I picked TY Park. I only picked TY Park because it's a place that we can visualize in our head. Also, it's pretty open, not a lot of obstacles and stuff like that. Okay.
All right.
So who will win the fight? Captain America or John 117? So they are fighting in TY Park. Okay. You got to consider what weapons will they use. Let's say they each get 2 weapons.
Sure.
Okay. Both used a super soldier serum. Okay.
Yeah.
Captain America is fast, but allergic to he has no protection other than his shield for bullets. All right. John 117 uses guns and shit. He has armor and a shield. Okay, which protects against solid projectiles as well. John 117 has superior military training. All right.
Yeah.
Contrary to popular belief, Captain America actually has very poor military training. All right. And both are probably virgins.
Ooh, I don't know. I think Cap may have.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Cap's been there.
Yeah, like before he was frozen, you think?
Oh, for sure. And after. Why not?
Okay.
So, can I jump in on this?
So, yes.
Yeah, please.
This is such a painful outcome for Captain America. Listen, I absolutely appreciate the character, but he John 117, the Master Chief, wouldn't really have to do anything but just stand there, wait till he decided to just slap him across the park. The guy can lift 3.5 tons with one arm. He can take a cannon shot to his armor and survive it.
Yeah.
And
fall from orbit.
He can fall from orbit and survive. This is like saying, who could win, Superman or 10 elephants standing on top of each other?
10 magic elephants.
Well, how about this? Let's just try to balance it out a little bit. Let's just say that Master Chief without the armor,
he would still win.
Yeah, he would still win. I think.
He's I'm ashamed to know this. He's capable of lifting 1,500 pounds on each arm without the armor. He can run at 50 kilometers per hour outside of his armor. The guy is a modern day super duper human.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole thing is how strong is Cap? As is, because he does have superhuman strength. It's not Olympic strength; it is superhuman strength.
Going to the Marvel Dictionary, he can lift about 800 pounds unassisted.
Okay.
I know a guy who can do that right now.
Yes, Captain America represents the pinnacle of human physical perfection. While not superhuman, he is as strong as a human being can be. He can lift a maximum of 800 pounds with supreme effort.
Okay. All right.
That's not a lot for a human, though.
Because he's crazy. Not. That's the thing. A lot of people forget with Captain America. He's not super strong or super fast. He is just as good as a human can be. He is.
I'm just saying,
but
like, a shitty strong man. Yeah, a human now can very easily lift over 800 pounds without effort. I thought Captain was stronger than that. That's why I posed this question.
Hey,
Wow.
this is peak. This
He's
is peak strength in 1939.
So that's what I'm saying. So let's say. So let's just say. Okay. So let's modernize him. Let's modernize Cap ourselves.
Yeah, because
Sure.
Okay,
in
so
Avengers he looked pretty fucking strong.
okay. So let's just say back then on average, just say that the highest you could possibly push up, lift was 800 pounds. So modern wise, let's just say we can easily double that.
1,800 pounds. Yeah, easy.
Sure.
So let's just make it an even 2,000, just to
Actually,
make
2,000. I think 2,300 is the world record.
okay. So let's just say 2,300 is a world record. So let's give Cap an extra boost of 2,500. Okay, so right there, it's a little bit closer with Master Chief, which would be close to 3,000 pounds. Okay, now I'm referencing to speed. Speed, we're talking about now. Cap is not. He's not. Quicksilver by any means. But he can go faster than basically than the fastest athlete.
He can go as fast as basically, the rule for him is whatever the best we can do now, that's just what he has access to at all times. So he is
all right. So
Usain Bolt.
Usain Bolt. Okay.
Yeah.
Now he also has He also has stamina for the best long distance runner.
Sure.
So let's just say that he can go top speed
Mm-hmm.
for 10, 15, say 10, let's go 15 kilometers. He can go 15 kilometers at top speed. Top speed being, what Usain Bolt has been clocked in at, how fast about? Close to...
Is it 20... How old's... Let's see.
27, 28?
About to say, I thought it was almost 30 miles an hour, right?
27.44 miles per hour.
Okay. So, now, how fast is that in kilometers an hour?
Oh, kilometers per hour? Let's see. Let's see, 27.44 mph to kph is 44.
All right, so now we're getting even closer. So now we're going from to 2,500 pounds compared to 3,000. Now we're comparing almost 43 kilometers an hour compared to 50 kilometers an hour. Okay, so this is the Master Chief is still edging a little bit there. If we're going
edging,
edging.
That's the best. That's the only way to do it. So the thing is that now that we've kind of modernized Cap a little bit in the sense of stats, he may be able to hold his own. I mean, is this very much you want to compare a Superman versus Batman situation, but a couple of times Batman does win.
The classic rule with Batman is Batman always wins as long as he has prep time.
So,
well, and here's another thing to consider with Master Chief and Captain America. Captain America will not break Master Chief's bones because of what they're made of and what the procedure he went through to become who he is.
Sure.
Master Chief can very easily break Captain America's bones. All right, and let's say you take away Captain America's shield, you give them both a rifle. Master Chief is superiorly trained in military combat, where Captain America was not. One, he didn't have the time to do it. Two, in the time where he did train, military training was shitty. And lastly, it was the Army, who has pretty fucking low standards. Unlike the Marine Corps, which, even though it is a UNSC, and Master Chief is in the Navy, it's still, pretty closely related with the Marine Corps. So, but...
Isn't the Navy just the Marines taxi service?
Uber, yeah. But okay, so let's see. Okay. He would definitely beat him if they were shooting at each other. Hand-to-hand combat, he would still definitely beat him, even if they were evenly matched. I think just the bone mineral density of Master Chief's bones would be a significant factor in actual hand-to-hand combat.
I'm going to tell you honestly the reason why, and the only reason why I think that Master Chief would end up winning. I mean, the bone density thing, you have a very valid point, but I think that Captain America's bone density probably has increased compared to an average human. But I think it's just brutality.
He's too white.
I'm just saying right now I think Master Chief will win just based on brutality alone.
Yeah.
He's been through some shit.
Bat in the Sun actually did this skit, and they had Captain America beating Master Chief. It's just that they were very poorly informed on how
Capable.
combat actually works. Yeah, and how capable he was. But Mike,
Overpowered he is.
I'll,
I love it.
I'll say this: everybody has their lucky day. I mean, the chances that Captain America can beat Master Chief are not very high, but they're never zero. I'll give him that.
Okay.
But yeah, I think in this outcome, with or without the armor, it's just very, very heavily favoring Master Chief on every aspect that it comes of being a soldier or a super soldier or whatever you want to call it.
Okay. Now I'm gonna flip it everything, Ross. Before I get your answer, I want you to get. I want you guys both to think about this after we answer this. What if we gave Cap a set of Spartan armor? All right, Roz, original thoughts. Go ahead. Sorry.
He couldn't.
It would have been Master Chief both ways. If they gave him a suit of the Mjolnir armor,
It would crush him.
he would crush him. Sadly. Yeah, it's again. Listen, let's come to the agreement that Squirrel Girl wins anyway. So it's gonna be her.
That is true. She will be the last character to survive Marvel Universe. All right, gentlemen. That's so. Final thoughts. Let's do a percentage poll real quick. Percentage to Cap to Master Chief.
I think it's like 100%.
Yeah, I'm
100%.
gonna go.
You know what?
I'm gonna go with.
I'm gonna go 99.9%.
I'm gonna go with
out
like
of
100.
So you're gonna say out of 100 battles, Master Chief is gonna win every single one.
All right, if he's got like a really bad case of the flu, and like maybe as he's running towards Captain America, if like he trips over, I don't know, like an egret, and like face plants, and if at the same time Cap is running at him and trips over a box turtle, and he lands with his elbow right at the base of Master Chief's head, then maybe Master Chief will take a little longer to beat him, but it would still be Master Chief.
All right, I'm gonna say it like this: if there's, and I want to say out of 100 fights with Master Chief and Captain, I think Cap would maybe win 4 to 5. So I'll give 95 to 5%. Master Chief over Cap.
That's generous. That's very generous.
Yeah, but I also I actually love Cap, so I have to give him at least a little bit. All right, now it's time for some open mic. All right, so gentlemen, HBO won't pursue a second season of Watchmen after creator bows out. Either one of you guys surprised by this, or have you guys even watched the series yet?
Yeah,
No.
I have.
How was it?
Okay. 75% of the series was excellent. I really feel that it ended poorly, and I also think that the writer of the series, Damon Lindelof, didn't understand the Watchmen, and specifically Adrian Veidt or Dr. Manhattan. I think their renditions of those two characters went completely against character. Am I surprised that there won't be a second season? Actually, yeah, it ended on a cliffhanger. But this is Damon Lindelof, who loves a good cliffhanger. And yes, you do see his junk.
Of course you do, because what a Watchmen movie, show, or a graphic novel isn't without.
That's an important part of the character.
It is.
His character. The actor portraying him, I think, did a decent job. I think the film version was better. He was able in the film he was able to portray this emotionless, person. The actor on the HBO show had a bit harder time showing no emotion.
Okay.
But outside of that, it was a decent show with a poor finish.
Okay. All right. I mean, I like the Watchmen graphic novel. The movie itself was entertaining for me. I like it. It's part of my collection of DVDs that I have. Um, will I sit here and say that it's one of my favorite movies of all time? Absolutely not. Do I think that it was an above average rendition or of a graphic novel to a live action stage? I think that I thought it did well. I enjoyed it. I thought it was, you could, someone who has read the source material could follow along, and okay, I can see where they went with that, and I can understand why they did that without it turning around and saying, I can't believe they bastardized all the source material. So that's a great thing. Um,
And the
Star Wars.
director's cut
So
is even more faithful.
okay, yeah. So I mean, like I personally was never interested in watching the Watchmen series. I when I found out it just when I heard about it, I was kind of like, I was really on the fence, and I didn't hear any great reviews on it, so that's why I didn't bother.
I think it's worth watching it just to see, what some people take away from the comic book. There's a couple of episodes which are, I would say, some of the best stuff on TV,
Oh, wow.
especially the single character episodes.
Okay.
So I think it's worth your time. But like I said, I don't think it seals the deal as well as it could.
I mean, having Jeremy Irons in there as Amadeus is still pretty darn cool. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, as his Ozymandias is really
I'm sorry.
well done.
I don't speak English very well.
No, it's fine.
I apologize.
But yeah, his Ozymandias is well done, but poorly written. Again, when you watch it, we'll talk about it.
All right, cool. All right, so on to the next. Baby Yoda Frappuccino is a bounty worth seeking at Disney parks. Coming to us from WDWNT.com. Apparently, there is a new Frappuccino that you can get at Disney parks, which this is exciting for me because everyone here knows that I go more often than most people will even believe. But yes. So this is actually talking about I'm just most people don't really everyone knows that Starbucks has a secret menu, so you could things that they've done in the past where they still have or you're actually going to look it up online and you show it to them and say, I want you to make me this, and they will make it. But apparently the Starbucks at the Magic Kingdom now has a secret item. And it's called it's actually called the Baby Yoda. So it usually takes about 15-30 minutes to get. So just understand that.
Fuck that.
No. It's mostly because the lines at Starbucks and Disney are horrendous. I don't care what park you go to; it's just pretty bad. But if you really need your caffeine fix, it's definitely at least you have Starbucks on demand. But then where people started hearing about the Baby Yoda creation, everyone had to try it, so it even got worse. So the lines even got longer. But they said that right now it's something worth tracking down. I'm trying to see if I can get it. Okay, so the Baby Yoda Frappuccino is a matcha green tea base, obviously, with a caramel coated cup, topped with whipped cream, more caramel, and caramel crunches. The premise is that the green tea emulates the little green body of the caramel with an oversized robe, and look for your Frappuccino may vary from what you've seen on social media, depending on how slammed the market house or the Main Street bakery is. For the record, you can also get this at any Starbucks location as long as you walk them through the recipe. So again, darn it, I'm gonna try this.
Give me a Dole Whip. I'll take that.
I'm gonna because the thing is I like green tea frap. I really do. I'm not gonna lie. So I'm down for this all day long. How about you guys? Would you guys try this?
If somebody else bought it.
I like maca tea. I'm not really into buying fucking sugar milk. So.
And matcha is super hit or miss. 90% of the time, somebody dumps an entire bag of matcha powder into whatever you're making. So. It's just overwhelming.
Yeah, that is true. I guess it all depends on the barista.
You can just go to Trader Joe's, buy the ingredients yourself, and not wait in line, and not have to be around all those shitty people.
Oh,
You know what? That's a great idea. Maybe we'll do that as one of the specialty drinks and just add some, I don't know, whipped cream vodka to it or
this is
something.
really good. I'll subscribe to your newsletter. I like this information.
So yeah, again, this comes from WDW News today. It's actually I actually follow them on Instagram and on Twitter. They actually do have some really cool stuff if you're for Walt Disney World specifically. But yeah, definitely worth checking out. And also, let's see. You may not, for those who like myself who already have their Disney Plus and love their Disney Plus. He goes, apparently, you may not even realize you can get Disney Plus a year for a year. So, most recent reports reveal that Disney Plus has been the most downloadable content in the United States by a mile in Q4 2019, with over 30 million. It was downloaded over 30 million times on iOS and Android devices. That's twice the number of downloads as TikTok. So, that's just in Q4. Besides that, also it was so popular that on opening day, people were having issues for the first few days because it couldn't handle the amount of people that really tried getting in there. But it's actually a great value at only $6.99 a month, or even less if you pay annually. You get unlimited access to services' entire catalog of movies and shows from Pixar, Marvel, Disney, and more. There are already an astounding 639 different movies and shows available to stream on Disney Plus, and every single week it gets getting bigger and bigger. Because as contracts end with other streaming services, it's starting up. And actually, well, I'll get back to that in a second. So as of right now, it looks like the best. Disney Plus offers a crazy amount of value for just as little as $5.83 a month if you do with the annual plan and just pay all in one shot. Shows like The Mandalorian, shows like What If coming, WandaVision, Falcon and Winter Soldier. I noticed how they didn't mention
Obi?
the Hawkeye.
Uh,
That's sadly, well, Rayner has been, I think he's been shelved for right now. Also, Disney movies, the live action Disney Lady and the Tramp, which was okay. I'm not gonna say it was great, but yeah. Well, Verizon generated some buzz last year, offering subscribers Apple Music for free, along with its unlimited wireless plans. But but later on this year, they actually offered a free year of Disney Plus for every single person who subscribed to this 4G or 5G unlimited wireless plans. So the only thing is that you want to get a year of Disney Plus, just stick yourself with Verizon. Okay, anybody who's willing to switch for that?
no.
No.
I'd rather pay $6.99 a month. Sorry, Verizon. I'm Magenta all the way. I'll stick with T-Mobile.
Yeah, but a lot of carriers have been doing stuff like this for a while. I think T-Mobile was offering free Spotify for a few years. Hell, I think they still might be.
Oh, yeah. They do, and also free Hulu. No,
Oh,
Netflix.
there you go.
Free Netflix.
Oh, there you go. So yeah, everybody's trying to jump on the here, eat some streaming and pay us. It costs them less money to send money to Disney than what we pay them.
Absolutely. All right. So for those who have Verizon, get your free year of Disney Plus. Now, speaking of Disney Plus, before I go on to the next, because there's also part of Disney Plus, but who here is a Studio Ghibli fan?
Oh yeah, Netflix. I heard.
Disney Plus did not get the rights. It is actually out to their biggest competitor, Netflix. So, do you think that this may help Netflix survive the war of the streaming services?
Yes, Netflix is going to be fine.
Yeah.
Because what's their competition? It's Amazon Prime and Disney Plus. Disney Plus isn't producing original content in the amount that Netflix is. Amazon Prime has its staunch supporters, but Netflix and Hulu, everybody subscribes to Hulu for TV. They have some original series which are good too. But what I'm trying to get at is Netflix is going to be fine. They've started to pivot away from licensing other people's products. They were the place to go to watch The Office. They were the place to go to watch Friends, but they want to be the place to go to watch Stranger Things and The Witcher. and other original Netflix shows. You should, if you go to Netflix, it is countless the amount of new shows that they have. You can't keep track.
No,
So,
and that's the thing is like I think Netflix as a studio is going to be is going to definitely be a lot better than Netflix as a streaming service.
Yeah.
And I am excited to get all the Studio Ghibli movies because
that won't be us though.
I know.
That's only streaming out of the U.S.
I'm sorry. Correction. Thank you for reminding me that it's only going to be in Europe and Japan. Correct?
Right.
So we may not even wait. Is that ever, or we just don't have it yet?
It's an ongoing license. Don't know who's going to be streaming it here in the country, but
Because
nobody's
from
picked
my
that up.
understanding, because Studio Ghibli still falls under the Disney umbrella.
Yes. For release
So-
licenses, it might go to Disney Plus.
That'd be
Look,
cool.
I don't care. I don't care where it goes. I just want to see him. I don't want to have
I mean,
to pull out my
fortunately,
DVDs.
I was gonna say, well, fortunately, Jillian has all of them except Princess Mononoke. But
You want to borrow my copy?
you know that movie used to give me nightmares. When the first time I saw it, I was in elementary school, and I would watch it in the mornings for breakfast while my mom was gonna take me to the bus. And then the part when it starts to get bloody and she the wolf heads bite off that bitch's arm, man,
Oh,
nightmares for days.
but it always used to creep me out where the little head knocker.
No, those are like.
Used to always
those are
kind of creep me out. The
those
little spirits of the forest.
Yeah.
Mhm,
Yeah.
But yeah, so if you guys could have, what do you guys what streaming service do you think that it should be on?
Disney Plus, really.
Honestly, doesn't really matter to me. Disney Plus, sure, but Disney there's a few movies that are a little too adult for Disney Plus. I mean, Disney Plus is censoring some episodes of The Simpsons, let alone there's a huge problem with The Simpsons and them completely obliterating the aspect ratio because they're stretching it out.
Know that.
And oh man, so they're fitting the show on 16:9 screens, which is widescreen. The majority of the series happened before HD screens were a thing. So to make it fit, they slice off the top and the bottom. And for a show that relies on visual gags as much as it does,
Yeah.
it's rough. They're moving to fix that, but I don't know when it's going to happen.
I mean, here's I thump my Disney Bible as much as any massive Disney fan out there, but it's hard to they really should allow competitors to stream certain movies and get residual payments for it, that without destroying the content.
Yeah.
Movies like Deadpool and things like that should not be on Disney Plus. That movie should honestly be on Netflix.
That's why it's going to be on Hulu.
Or actually Hulu. Use it on. That's the thing is that they have Hulu for a reason. If they can just put it on Hulu, then we'll be all right. And bring it back. Bring back my friends. Sorry, I'm still kind of sad. Anyways, so speaking of Disney Plus, so no, the Star Wars Disney Plus series about Obi-Wan Kenobi, Old Ben, has not been canceled. So apparently there was rumors. Rumors were around, basically saying that Ewan McGregor has walked away from the upcoming Disney Plus Star Wars TV series about Obi-Wan Kenobi. That Disney has canceled the show is not true. Sources with knowledge of the situation told The Wrap on Friday that the story circulating is totally inaccurate. Now, again, this is an article on Yahoo.com, and the show is still moving as announced last summer. The story is actually a hoax. Created by and clearly labeled joke Twitter account called @DiscussingFilms. The clue that was the story was not on the level should probably have been obvious misspelling discussing in the handle. But in case that didn't do the trick, the account bio said parody account not affiliated with Discussing Film. So the thing is that it obviously it was a fake, and it was actually shown that it was fake. So now that it's been confirmed that this is going forward, I'm Are you guys excited as I am for this?
Tentatively, I am.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm hoping it'll be good. But like I told you, I've been burned by Star Wars for the last couple movies, so
Okay.
I don't want to overhype myself.
Okay. Very valid point. But knowing that this is going to be a TV series and what they did with The Mandalorian and how well they did it, does that give you hope in referencing to how it's going to end up?
100%.
It gives me some hope. I had problems with The Mandalorian too, but I
okay.
hope it'll be good. I didn't think Mandalorian was bad by any stretch. I thought it was a great show. I just think it didn't have as much focus as it should have.
Okay.
That was it. I wanted to see more Mandalore.
Okay. Well, I
Yes.
think there were just, and I agree with you on that aspect, and I think that's going to be happening in the near future, especially now with the way that it ended. I
Also,
foresee
22-minute
go ahead.
episodes. 22-minute episodes. Too short. That's an hour-long series at minimum. What were they thinking? That's I guess my biggest beef. I want a long form, and it's I guess I will talk about this. Part of the problems that I had with it is the episodes weren't long enough for them to tell really fulfilling stories.
Agreed.
Every single episode was essentially, with some exceptions in the early parts of the season, they were the equivalent of a monster of the week. He's going to do this, he's going to do that.
Yes.
Here's a little bit here's a nod to Akira Kurosawa movies. Here's a nod to westerns. Things like that. There's nothing wrong with that, but I wanted longer form stories. I wanted more character development. So that's it.
Okay. So you and I think they're kind of having fun with it, kind of testing out the waters, and that's kind of the way I'm trying to think of it, especially with the what's coming in the future with the Cassian Andor series, played by Diego Luna's character in Rogue One. That I think is going to be very much a classic serial TV show, where like very much Monster of the Week kind of situations.
Yeah.
And it would be kind of cool to see them kind of evolve the Mandalorian from that serial of a week episodes kind of situation with a few joint together episodes, like find out what happens next on the next Mandalorian. No, I mean an actual cohesive story that lasts 8 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? Or even 10 or 12 episodes. Give me 35 episodes. I'll be happy as a pig and shit.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to keep it short, that's fine, but increase the amount of episodes. If you're gonna give me only 8 episodes a season, that's fine. Please give me at least an hour worth of footage, and don't sit there and tell me that you don't have an hour worth of footage that you can edit together, because I can guarantee you they probably have so much extra footage of just Baby Yoda by himself sipping tea that you could probably make a whole episode of him just sipping tea, and people are gonna watch it. I'll have it on in the background while I'm playing Pokemon, but still, it wouldn't be like my favorite episode, but I'll still watch it because that little guy is awesome. Sorry, I really do love Baby Yoda.
Speaking of long Star Wars arcs or seasons, what do you guys think of? Have you guys watched the trailer to Clone Wars coming out next?
Yes.
So glad you mentioned this.
Man,
so glad.
I gotta say, did you guys notice that when we started watching? Well, I don't know when you guys started watching it, but like Clone Wars started out kind of childish and nice and kind of like a kid's show, and it got darker and darker and darker as the seasons progressed.
Sure, yeah.
Man, that's such a good show, and that trailer is promising them. Yeah,
absolutely. The fans got older. That's a great example of a show or a medium growing and aging with their audience. Unlike something like, I don't know, Kingdom Hearts, which never left 12 years old.
Or the Frozen level, according to Vibe.
Okay, sorry. 12, 11 years old.
But yeah, I mean, I saw it. I rewatched it 3 times. It was that exciting for me. We get to watch again a different viewpoint of the, the Order 66, and I want to find out what happens after a little bit more. we get a little taste here and there, but I'm looking forward to it. Let's see. And I'm excited for all the stuff that's coming out for Disney Plus and Star Wars related, because for me there is no such thing as bad Star Wars.
Yeah.
But I also
super
my rose-colored
happy,
glasses are thick
but I'm
as
sad.
fuck.
Well,
Yeah.
if you want to know what happens after 66, you can play Fallen Order. They cover some of that too.
Yeah, which, by the way, love the game. Yeah, it
Um,
just finished recently.
I'm really hoping this new season of the show continues the excellence of the previous seasons, because this might end up being my favorite version of Clone Wars. It's still the Genndy Tartakovsky version from the early 2000s. It's the 2D animated version. I still think that one is a hell of a high bar for them to achieve. It is, but we'll see. I'll definitely be watching it.
All right, and then last but not least, and this one is going to be Raz, this is all you, about Hank Azaria and coming to no longer voicing a Pooh.
Man.
Based on it's actually it's an article from slashfilm.com where it actually talks about that Hank Azaria from The Simpsons, who voices more than just a Pooh, has actually finally said that it's about time to put a Pooh to rest. So feel free, man. Go ahead.
This has been something that they've been talking about for a few years. There was some, outcry about Hank Azaria voicing a Pooh 3 years ago, I think, because and to be honest, it's a kind of an offensive caricature of an Indian person played by a white voice actor. So, in my opinion, deservedly, it caught some flack, years and years late. So The Simpsons basically pulled back on having him voice a Pooh. So him officially retiring is a big deal. But there's talk of them rehiring a voice actor for that role, and that being an actual Indian voice actor, which would be, I think, the right thing to do. They have a lot of offensive caricatures on that show that, while they were okay in the 80s and the 90s, it's not okay these days.
I mean, I get it and I understand it, and I'm all for change, but it's a caricature for a reason. It's not meant to be serious. It's not meant to be real to life. So I mean, I understand and from what I've read, not just from this article, but I've read from a different article in referencing to Hank Azaria's decision. It wasn't just his decision. It was a group's decision. It was him, the rest of the cast, and the writers decided. They sat down and said, "Okay, now it's time to retire as him as the voice." Whether or not they bring in somebody else to take over, and kind of go from there. And there's tons of characters. How about the Hispanic Bumblebee guy?
I think the Bumblebee Man was hilarious, but it's not possible. I know, but I think we live in a culture where I think wokeness is integral, to our day to day, and things that we were okay with 20 years ago, 30 years ago when The Simpsons came out. A lot of the audience don't find okay anymore, and I think that's just the inevitable engine of change.
Yeah, I definitely see that. But do you think that maybe we're just becoming too politically correct? Because I mean, there's many criticizers out there that politically correctness is actually destroying comedy.
I think that's an easy complaint to make if you're not a great comic. Because a great comic can be hilarious even while being politically correct. Dave Chappelle recently had a special that was really, really good, the Sticks and Stones special. But then he made the error that caused, that got him in a lot of fire, where he started making, insensitive jokes about, trans people and whatnot. And the reason that didn't work is he forgot, and in my opinion, the cardinal rule of being a successful comic, and that is you never punch down when you're a comic. You always punch up. You never make somebody who is, in a lesser, a social state or structure than you are, the butt of a joke. You always make somebody that's better off than you the butt of the joke, or yourself.
Okay.
So when people say that PC culture makes humor more difficult, it's not that it makes humor more difficult. It makes low hanging fruit not funny anymore.
Okay. So there's also the idea or the sentiment that, to be politically correct, and if you're going to make fun of one, you should be clear across the board about anything. I'm more of a situational kind of comic preference. People like Bert Kirshner and things like that, or like Ralphie May was very much situational. Gabriel Iglesias, just funny life situations, regardless. And it's not about anybody in particular. It's about just situational. And that's just kind of my personal preference. But do I find comics like Andrew Dice Clay? Andrew Dice Clay could not do a set now in this era.
He could not
without being like hung by
Hell,
his big toe and then stripped naked and beat with a cane.
He couldn't do this. He couldn't do his sets in the late '90s. That's why he stopped, being the huge comic he was. The guy used to fill stadiums in the '80s and the early '90s. But again, as culture progresses and people realize that, hey, maybe it's not cool to be offending people all the time that don't want to be offended just for the sake of it. It's one thing. It's one thing if like I said, if the butt of the joke is somebody in power, that's hilarious. If the butt of the joke is somebody who is, ostracized by society already, that's less so.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. Flex, you've been a little oddly quiet today in referencing to this, and you have any feelings or takes on it?
Well, I mean, you guys know me. The military removed any filter that I agree with what Ross said. You sound. More so is like, know who you're talking to. Okay. The thing with me is I make a lot of offensive jokes, but I know who not to say it to and not to sit around. And I make it very clear that everyone knows that it's a joke. Like, for example, in my private military pages, I mean, this is extremely inappropriate by any out of context, but we have a thing called Racist Sunday, where we put up tally boards from any race, and then we just start giving each other points on, like making racist jokes. But we all know it's a joke. We're all friends. We're all doing it, and we're all consensually making fun of each other. Like you say, yeah, read the room. Like, I understand who I'm talking to. I'm not going to go to NSU and make these jokes. Absolutely not. Am I going to go make these jokes? And yeah, even here, I say a lot of offensive stuff, but I think I'm pretty sure I make it quite clear. People understand that I'm joking. But
I personally, I mean, don't get me wrong. I know sometimes you purposely try to see how many times you can make me cringe, which I think honestly, I think our record in an episode is like 6 or 7. But but that's just kind of it's a dynamic. An unpopular opinion is still an opinion. And also, you can't have a discussion unless someone is I want to say, willing to give it a shot, even if it's something that's wrong. It's still they can say it. It's
Yeah.
I agree. I absolutely agree. I 100% agree with. You should be able to say whatever you want to say, but you should also understand that doesn't mean you won't catch flack for it. And that's what a lot of this boils down to. People want to be able to say things and be offensive, but then not catch the heat for it. Ultimately, say what you want, but you're gonna get bagged.
Yeah, it's true. You just gotta know what you're getting yourself into. Like, for example, I find the Dave Chappelle special quite funny. Even the trans stuff that he said, but I don't expect someone else to like it. It's a thing. It's like being a vegan or CrossFitter. Great, you're doing it, but don't force it on someone. If it's your thing, man. It's all right, as long as you're not hurting anybody or you're forcing it on someone, or like, hey, look at me, this and that. That's fine. Everybody likes different things, and yeah, you have to understand that if you're putting something out for the world to see, not everybody is one individual. Everybody is unique in a sense. Nobody is created equal, right? And you just gotta understand what did you get into. Like, I'm rarely ever gonna get offended by anything because honestly, for a coping mechanism through wars and suicide and everything, offense so many things, and that's something I do appreciate in a small group of people who have been through some shit together. I don't expect anybody else to feel the same way I do, and that's why I don't really make these jokes or push stuff onto people outside of the group that I know that I'm joking, or at least accept what I'm doing or know what I've been through. So again, yeah, like Ross said earlier, read the room, know your audience, and understand. Yes, you can say it. Freedom of speech is absolutely free, but just because it's free, it doesn't mean that there aren't consequences to it.
Yeah.
Right? Everything in life is going to have some kind of consequence, whether it's negative or positive. Just understand that.
Yeah, I've been telling Vibe that for so long. It's like it's like you can say whatever you want, like being a round earth skeptic, but just understand the consequences are people going to point and laugh at you. It's okay. It happens. It's no big deal. It's like I mean, everybody loves living in the dome, or whatever. Anyways, so on a completely unrelated topic, there actually were some recent leaks on the Xbox Series X casing. And before we wrap up, I definitely wanted to bring this up only because this is just hot off the presses, and I'm looking at the pictures and it looks so sexy. They need a slightly bigger hole in the back where I could stick my penis in, because I just oh my god, there's things I want to do to this box of X. So what do you guys think? I mean, there's rumors of different series coming out. There's a Series X being one series and then possibly having a different series later on. What do you guys think?
So the leak was for a prototype. So this may not be a final build of what the actual device is going to be. But it does give us an interesting peek into what it is. It doesn't have HDMI input anymore. So you won't be able to stream your TV through the Xbox like you used to. But back to what you're saying, is this gonna give us any information on what they're gonna do with the two versions of the consoles? Not really. This is obviously a dev kit for their stronger version. You can also see the dev kit port right on the back, that long, black, I guess, slot there. So I don't know. It's a pretty interesting device. It is massive, to say the least.
Yes.
If you see the size of the USB ports and then compare that to the rest of the device, that is a big box. It's about twice the size of the One X.
Yeah, and that's the thing is, like, I have the Xbox X, and I'm looking at this thing, and this thing is literally, this is a micro tower.
Yeah, it's a little smaller than an ATX, mini ATX. Yeah.
So this is a micro tower, and I'm actually really excited about it. And now here's the thing: is that so I'm reading this article on Eurogamer.net, and it says that although purely speculation on our behalf, because this actually, again, this could actually be a very well done 3D printed image based on the pictures that we've seen online. Purely speculation on our behalf, we wouldn't be surprised at all if it eventually turns out to be an expandable storage bay for an NVIDIA PCI Express drives. Now, I'm sorry. Are you telling me that I can have a gaming console that I can upgrade the graphics card on? Please take my money. I'm gonna end up spending. Again, you're gonna have a $3,000 console.
I would err on the side of caution and say that's probably not what they're going to do. Sure. If anything's going to be expandable, it'll probably be the hard drive, because it's going to have an NVMe solid state drive, which is a really fast drive.
Yes.
But them offering the ability to upgrade the video card, I don't see that happening, simply because consoles use something called a system on a chip, which is an all-in-one solution. It's the CPU and the GPU on a single piece of silicon. It doesn't have a discrete graphics card.
Okay.
So
you think that maybe, and just to kind of just piggyback, but you think that it's possible that they have created maybe a secondary graphics card to kind of add an additional graphics card, or the possibility for that upgrade if you want to do it on your own.
Anything is possible, but and again, maybe I'm being a little too pessimistic on this one, but again, I don't see that coming simply because they would also want to maintain hardware parity with everything. They don't want to have a situation which PC gamers now have, which is, crap, we got to design this game to hit multiple targets now, because this guy might have a, NVIDIA GTX 3080, or this guy is going to have an AMD, 3700, R. You don't know what hardware is going to be there. And the whole point of consoles, and specifically the console manufacturers, is that we know we got to hit these targets, these two targets: PS Pro, PS4, One X, One S. So expandability, I'd actually put money down on it that it would absolutely not have anything to do with the graphics capabilities, just the storage, simply because it's so out of left field that I don't see why Microsoft would go through the effort of designing a powerful system on a chip with AMD, only to give you the capability to later just throw the whole thing away with a completely different discrete graphics card.
Okay. So what about if it's maybe just expandable ports, so you could maybe just do a couple extra things maybe that they have planned out in the future, kind of like how you have maybe a partnership with Oculus.
Yeah, I mean, they have their own mixed reality solutions, so why not? You don't need really a specific port for that anymore. With the One, you needed that big honkin', USB 3.0 port for the Kinect, but USB 3.1 and USB-C spec, really any peripheral is going to connect there and have enough throughput. The gigabit throughput is enough for a VR.
So for those who can't really see, it looks like it has a fiber optic connection. Obviously Ethernet. Probably it looks like the other one's probably power. The disk, I'm happy they're keeping the disk drive, because I would be really upset they got rid of the disk drive. One USB port in the front, and looks like 2 in the back.
Yeah, 2 USBs in the back, a Toslink port for optical audio, and then that long slot that's probably a debug slot for the debug interface.
And of course the HDMI cable. Now I'm probably sure that these things are definitely going to be 8K ready and out the box. So now
they said it's going to be able to output 8K out of the box. You won't be gaming in 8K though.
No.
Assuredly, there's zero chance of that.
No, I don't. When do you think the 8K will probably be as regularly seen as 4K?
Probably another 4 to 5 years. We still haven't reached market saturation with 4K. You still have friends, family that don't have 4K sets. 1080p still out, numbers 4K by a lot. Can I explain 8K? 8K is essentially a higher resolution jump from 4K. That's all it is. The higher the K you add, the more pixels per inch you have. So it's a higher density image. Getting to 8K is kind of a long shot. It's a dream right now, because you need serious hardware to output at 8K. Even for a TV, you need a serious system on a chip on an actual TV to output at 8K.
Yep. Now, from my understanding, there are a few 8K TVs out there, but they're in the tens of thousands, tens of $20,000 range, and they're not even that huge. We're talking about $10,000-$12,000 for a 50-inch, or $20,000 for like a 60-inch. It's the price out there again, and these are one of a kind. They're super, they're not like, you're not going to find them at your Best Buy.
You will. Samsung sells a few QLED 8Ks at Best Buy.
Oh snap! Well, that's new news for me.
Yeah. So they're about $3,000 and $4,000 and $8,000 and $10,000. But the thing is, with those extremely high resolution TVs, you have a lower refresh rate, and you also again need something that's going to output at 8K. Nobody's producing 8K Ultra HD Blu-rays right now. No video card is pushing 8K game content. You need a serious array of hardware to see 8K content consistently. So when is it coming? Not in the foreseeable future. Generally, video game consoles push resolution jumps for generations.
Yeah.
So, these new video game consoles, since they're going to be outputting at 4K, by default, you're going to see a much larger adoption of 4K TVs. And then after that, whatever we have coming in, God, it's 2020. So in 2026, then we'll see.
Okay. All right. I'm going to say that I think we're going to start seeing kind of the same way that we were getting like 4K capable
Yes.
movies. I want to say in the next I want to say summer 2021. Start seeing people start mentioning it a lot more. Then it kind of like make it a little more popular. But I think that we're not going to get our first true 4K like we had our true 8K like we had a true 4K probably like you said around 2025, 2020 or 2025, 2026. I think we'll have our first true setup like we got for 4K now.
Yeah, it's also what are we gonna broadcast or what are we gonna serve that 8K content on, because you need an astounding internet connection for an 8K signal to not be completely pixelized and macro blocked. We're just now getting 4K content on Netflix, Amazon, etc. that is looking pretty okay. You still have detail loss when you get to that high of a resolution and that high of a bit rate. But 8K, wrap your head around that. You can't even with a 100 gigabyte double layer Blu-ray disc, you probably couldn't fit an 8K movie.
I'm like I said, it's going to be a while. I think we still have some time, and I think that's what's going to end up happening. Is I have a feeling that we're going to start. We're going to see a lot less physical media when it comes to 8K. Then unless they come up with some new form of technology for it, or they start putting it on disk. Start putting it on drives instead.
Yeah.
Just to make it easier to use. So instead of collecting DVDs or Blu-rays or even 4K discs, you're going to be collecting jump drives, flash drives, flash discs. Yeah. So I think that's going to be. I think the era of the physical media may be coming to a very unceremonious end. But we'll see. Well, gentlemen, it's been an amazing episode. So for those who want to just go ahead and again, I want to thank Sally. Vibe is not here, but a little shout out to Vibe. Darth Flex and also was Roz. And also for those who want to follow the Geek Bros on IG, Twitter, it's a Geek Bros GEEKBR0S. And then you can send us emails. Remember, we still want puppies. Geekbros with a 0 at yahoo.com. Also, facebook.com/geekbros0. And also the first place to see to hear these milky distinctive voices will be on weebiegeekspc.com and see these beautiful faces and smile and a big Cheshire cat grins on youtube.com /VibeRep Studios, and that's youtube.com /VIBEREVSTUDIOS. Gentlemen, shameless plugs.
All right, you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Darth_Flex.
You can find me on IG at Ray Raziel.
All right, and you can see this beautifully bearded face on IG and Twitter at BeanTke278. That's BeanTke278, and also Garbanzo's Corner on Facebook.com. Again, thank you for tuning in and keeping. And I closed that account many moons ago. Thank you again for tuning in and keeping up with the Geek Bros podcast. Geeking out still sounds this good.
Keeping up with the Geek Bros.